Hi guys, I'm Febin and I'm going to talk about the topic of Rolex and journey of Rolex. This has been explained by my teammates Sanjay, Sumit, Kamlesh, Madan and myself.
Hans Wilstorp. He was born in 22 March 1891, Kulmbach, German Empire. He was a German businessman, best known as the founder of Rolex and Tudor. Wilsdorf's philosophy for the companies was only great marketing is needed to make a company successful. Wilsdorf excelled in mathematics and languages, which inspired him to travel and work in foreign countries. Hans began his career as an apprentice, with an influential internship fuel exporting company. The experience Hans gained played a crucial role in of his future dealings.
The headquarters of Rolex watches are found in Geneva, Switzerland. After World War I, the company moved its base on operation to Geneva because of unfavorable operation to economy in the United Kingdom in 1920. Hans Wilsford registered Monterey Rolex SA in Geneva as the new company name monitored in French of clock or watch. It later became Rolex SA. Since 1916, the company has been owned by the Hans Wilsford Foundations, a private limited and private family trust. And the number of employees in Rolex brand is 30,000 people who are working in the company. The company revenue is 13 billion in 2021.
Types of Rolex watches. There are different types of Rolex watches like Air King Oyster Steel 40 mm, 2,61,100 dollars, and Datejust Oyster Steel 41 mm, 2,79,700 dollars, and Datejust Oyster Steel White Gold 41 mm, 3,54,300 dollars. Datejust Oyster Steel Rose Gold 41 mm, 4,70,000 dollars, and they just Oyster Steel Gold 41 mm, 4,81,200 dollars, and GMT Master 2 Oyster Steel 41 mm, 3,91,600 dollars. Deep Sea Challenge Titanium RLX 50 mm, 9,25,100 dollars.
The journey of the Rolex started in a small kid who is known as Hans Wallraff. He was a kid who was suffering from many struggles. Like he was a German, he was started from the rebel, and he joined in German's rebel, and he made many mistakes in that, and his past was so bad, and he started to improve himself. And when he started to go to school, there he never had a friends, he never had a parent, so he started to focus on his studies. Once when he started to focus on his studies, he came to know what is business. Business is making a kind of brand and making it a popular. So once what he did, he went to a jewelry shop for a work where he never gets salary over there, but he gets they will call it as a person who works without salary, but he gets food and shelter for his work. Once when the work was been going on, his owner was very proud of seeing his work and started to give him small incentives. Once when he achieved a promotion time, that time he started to learn about a watch. Once he was studying in school time, he saw his friend and his friend was explaining about the watch business. When he started to capture the watch business, he was very fond of watches, so he never lost the hope on watches. He started to explore more about the watches. Once the watch was famous in Switzerland called Loaf Anderson, that city was well known for his watches. Once when he started to research about the watches, he was part-timely working in this place and he was researching about the watches. Once when he saw that there was a watchmaking company in Switzerland, he found to know that watches are best selling marketing prices. Once he went to the jewelry shop, he quit his job in the jewelry shop and went to the Switzerland to explore about watches. When there he got a thought of that there is no choice better than exploring the choices. Once he went to the Switzerland, he went to a company and joined himself. that the owner was about to know about his talent. He said, I have knowledge, I have business mind, and I have everything. But the missing thing was his capital, that is the investment. Once the owner came to know about this, he started to ask him, I have some amount of capital where I can invest for you. Even a single penny I never leave and I'll invest for you. If you are okay, and let's start a business. Then he started to his journey to go to a Switzerland company called Angelin's Watches. It was a company which is going to close. But when he joined to cope up with this partnership, he went to the company and started to explore. And once he started to explore the watches were being brand of Rolex. Once he started to go for the watches company, then he started to invest, and the prices were he started to export watches from Switzerland to Germany. And he started to explore the watches, and he went to the capital called Germany, and he started to import watches from Switzerland to bring up this capital. Once he bought his capital over here, he has to pay for the tax. When it comes for the tax side, he had to increase the prices of the watches. So once when he started to invest the prices of the watches were doubled. So he started to invest for tax. Now his business started to wailing. He saw a girl and he married him. That is his wife. And once when he started to explore about the watches, he became an once exploring a watches. And what is the name he kept for the watches? The brand known by all is Rolex. Rolex watches are now of the best selling marketing price in the present time. And in those time, Rolex watches have a separate brand. He started with a small basic watch which was having an analog watch. And he started to know about the watches, the mechanism of the watches, the process of the watches, and the parts of the watches. And once he started to explore about the watches, he bought his kingdom, that is the Rolex, where he bought with many kinds of apprentices, and he started to work with his partners. And once he settled, the brand name was all over the world. Without Rolex there is no watch. No, from this we have come to know that the watches are being best selling in the market price. And these watches are the brands of the organism where the watch has been brought up by the guy Hans Walderson. And once he started selling the watches in the market, he bought up his kingdom and he started to set up his entity. The entity which is all known by the persons are known as Rolex. These watches have been shown. This watch company, that is the Hans Walder story, is a very inspirational story for every beginner and startup workers, so he can bring up his kingdom and build up his kingdom. Therefore we can understand to this is hard work never fails and success never fails. Hard work, if we invest hard work, we will get success. That is, we will get the success.